Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dave Hayes, and this is Hayes Tech. This is the channel where we talk about pretty much anything tech, and I do mean anything. I just want to thank Cretin for giving me one hell of an idea. He said, why don't I take all of my cell phones and put them head to head and see which one has the best camera. So what we're going to do in this video is we are just going to show you the difference between all of the cameras in all of the phones that I have available to me. So when we come back, we're going to go ahead and get into the world of Android cameras. So don't go away. And as always, if you liked my video, don't forget to hit that like button and share my videos. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, think about subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. That way you get a notification of my videos as soon as I release them. Okay, so before we get into this, I just have to tell you right now, this is going to be a longer than normal video. So be prepared. I have a pile of phones to go through. Also, I would like to bring up again that whenever I hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to be giving away my Canon T6i to one of you. So if you're not subbed, get subbed. The quicker we get to 5,000 subscribers, the quicker I get to give this to one of you. So there we go. Got that out of the way. Okay, now I have 5 phones that we're going to put head to head, all right? And then I have 2 wild cards. And starting in no particular order, these phones are my Nexus 6P. Now, why am I choosing my Nexus 6P? Because this is the first Nexus device that Google actually got serious about the camera. One of the reasons they went with Huawei was because Huawei was actually doing some pretty good things with their cameras, and Google went with them. Now, we all know about the whole bend issue with this device, and it had some other issues like overheating, and and just a lot of people lost their phones because of overheating. But that's neither here nor there. We are going to put the camera on this phone to the test. Next phone. Again, these phones are not in any particular order. This is the OnePlus 5T. And thank you, Bob, by the way. I really appreciate it. And yes, we are still using the phone. This is really where I would say OnePlus got serious with their cameras. I've actually used the camera on this phone and was quite impressed with it. So we're going to be putting this phone in the ring of phones to test their cameras. The next phone is my personal Google Pixel 2 XL. So in my opinion, I think the Pixel 2 XL was where Google got it right. Up until then, their cameras were pretty good. But when the Google Pixel 2 XL came out, actually the Google Pixel 2 came out, they really upped their game as far as cameras go. And man, and it's all in their software too, really. I mean, yes, you have to have good lenses, but the software really made a difference. And they were really in it to compete with Apple by the time the Pixel 2 XL came out. So that one's going in. And if I'm going to test the Pixel 2 XL out, we might as well go ahead and test the Google Pixel 3 XL out. This is my wife's Google Pixel 3 XL, and the cameras I think are about the same as the Pixel 2 XL. I don't know, we're going to find out. But along with finding out how good the cameras are, we're also going to find out the stabilization and all of that, because not only am I going to set it up in here on a tripod, and we're going to use it like a second video camera, we are also going to take these phones outside and vlog with them. So the Pixel 3 XL. And the last contender on the list is from Samsung. And this is the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. This is my grandson's phone, but he was kind enough to give it to me for this test. Samsung actually uses 2 lenses, combines that picture into one, to give us that, outstanding picture quality that Samsung is known for. And a lot of people, they kind of forget about Samsung as a competitor in the ring of cell phone cameras. But to be honest with you, Samsung has been keeping right up with Google and Apple and some other companies with their camera technology. So that's going to be in the mix as well. Now, along with those 5 phones, I also wanted to throw in 2 wild cards. The first one is my Google Nexus 6, and this is made by Motorola. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, Motorola is not a huge cell phone made for or touted as having high quality cameras. But to be quite honest with you, I was very, very happy with the video image I was getting from this phone. So we're going to throw this one in the mix just to kind of give you guys a comparison of old versus fairly new. And last on the list is the Sony Xperia, and I can't remember the model number. I'll try to put it over here so you guys can see. This isn't Sony's flagship model. This was their step below that. I remember purchasing this a while back to use as a second device and you know, do some videos on it, and then I ended up letting my grandson use it. And to be honest with you, this is another one of those devices that if I had my choice today to get any phone I wanted, it would probably be a Sony Xperia. I love these phones. But we're going to throw this camera in the ring as well and see how that works. And what we're going to do is throw them in this little rig right here. This will actually open up to hold different size cell phones. So each one of these cell phones is going to be held in this, so it's a fairly equal test. Even when I put them in the tripod to throw it on the line here as a third camera, and you know, like as if we were going to use it as a studio camera, again, it'll just make it equal. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to put them in that same rig, take them outside. Hopefully the weather is sunny out tomorrow, and we are going to show you what they look like if you're going to use them like you're vlogging. So, without further ado, what do you say we go ahead and see what these phones' cameras look like? Okay, this is the third time I took video on this. First time, my memory card was full. My granddaughter had it completely filled. I didn't know it, so I had to erase that. Second time, I didn't have it pointed right. So it's ready to go. We now have my Nexus 6 on the stand over there, and we're going to see what it looks like on the Nexus 6. So let's go ahead and jump to that. Here's what you can expect out of the Nexus 6. And guys, remember, this is my favorite phone of all time. When I first got this phone, I loved the camera on it. I thought the camera was outstanding. It shot in 4K, and was one of the very few cameras that shot in 4K and did it well. Kudos to Motorola for filling the shoes for Nexus. And believe me guys, they broke the mold, because ever since the Nexus 6, in my opinion, Nexus just hasn't been the same. Not saying that Nexus cameras aren't good cameras. They're just not the Nexus 6. I love the screen on this cell phone. Well, not right now. I mean, it is all busted up now, but man, it's got a huge 6-inch screen. I'll go off on a tangent. We're gonna stick to the video. Okay, now this is probably gonna be the longest of all the videos because I'm going to explain everything. What we're going to do is we're going to throw each phone up on this rig I have right here. And we're going to record on the rear-facing cameras, okay? The one facing away from you. And we're going to shoot everything in 4K. After we're done with that, I'm going to take the cell phones outside and I'm going to use the front-facing camera. If the cell phone shoots in 4K, we'll use 4K. If the cell phone only shoots in 1080p, we're going to use 1080p. So, that's what I have planned. This is the first hat in the ring, so to speak. And I'm not going to do this in any particular order. Whatever cell phone I grab, we're going to take outside. And I'm not going to tell you guys which phone I like the best. Why don't you guys comment below? Which one do you think has the best video quality of all? You know, rank them if you guys want. And again, I just want to thank Critten for this idea. You are awesome. This was a tremendous idea, and I appreciate it. So, thank you, Critten, again. So, let's go ahead and put the next cell phone up on my little rig over there and see what it looks like. Okay, well, we are on the very next camera, and again, I know that I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this is one of my all-time favorite cameras. And this was actually one that was requested by Critten. So, here you go, Critten. we are now going to test the Nexus 6P. This is the one where Google decided they were going to get serious with their camera. Everybody loved the camera on the Nexus 6, but I'm not sure if it was the camera they liked or that great big giant 6-inch screen that made it look so good. I don't know. You know, it's a tough one to call. But they decided they were going to get serious. But who they were going to get serious with was all the other Android cameras on the market, because it was hard to compete with Apple. I mean, Apple had it cornered with the camera. But that doesn't mean that they weren't working on eventually getting as good as Apple, if not better. And we will see that later on in some of the cameras, at least in my opinion. Your opinion might vary, and you might think, you know, the ones that I think are really good might suck. Right now, this is what the audio sounds like coming straight into the cell phone right now. So if you were vlogging with no microphones, this is what the audio would sound like. Audio test 1 2 3, audio test 1 2 3. Is it good enough for you to use as a vlogging camera, you know, just right out of the cell phone itself, you know, without any microphones? You know, you be the judge. Quickly, I did want to bring this up. There were a lot of problems with the Nexus 6P, a lot of problems. The cell phone would overheat and people's cell phones would just quit running. I actually know that there are quite a few custom ROMs out there that were designed to throttle down the Nexus 6P so it didn't overheat. Now, I never had any of those issues with mine, but then again, I never used this cell phone as hard as I did like my Nexus 6. I mean, you guys know how much I love my Nexus 6, and even though I run with a Pixel 2 XL today, until I gave my granddaughter my Nexus 6 because she needed a phone really bad, I was still using my Nexus 6 every day. So I ended up giving her that, and then what did I do? I ended up carrying this phone around with me as my second phone. And the reason I did was to have another good quality camera, and I do believe the camera on this one is pretty damn good. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and switch to the next camera on the list. And again, I'm not going to tell you guys which one it is. I'll just you know, keep you guys guessing. So we'll throw the next one up on the little rig I have set up for, you know, putting the cameras in. And let's go ahead and see what that looks like. You guys guess which one we're going to throw in next? Remember, again, I want you guys to tell me what you think of the video quality. Comment below. Let me know. All right? So let's go ahead and move to the next camera. All right, guys, I went ahead and threw the next cell phone up on the tripod, and we're getting ready to give it a run. And let's see if you guys can figure out which one it is. It is one of my favorites, all-time favorites, and this is the first of the series of cell phones I'm going to show you that has 2 cameras in it. Okay, that should give you a little clue. I don't have new cell phones because I can't afford to go out and buy a brand new cell phone. So these cell phones are, you know, a couple years old, but they are still very viable cell phones. I would be happy to run any of them. And what cell phone is that? This one here. You guys have any idea which one this is? This is the OnePlus 5T. By the way, thank you, Bob. The OnePlus 5T is the first of the cell phones to have dual cameras, and it's great. I mean, this is the first time OnePlus got real serious with wanting to make high-quality video cameras into their cell phone, because I mean, remember, they're competing with a lot of other phones on the market. And one of the things that everybody wants on their cell phone is an outstanding camera. And I think OnePlus did a damn good job. I do know that the new OnePlus phones on the market have very, very nice cameras. And again, in my opinion, right here is where it started. Here's where they really got serious, and they started putting a lot into their cameras. So here's the video quality from it. Again, I'm not going to make these videos very long. This is the audio coming from the camera. Again, here's the audio coming straight out of the camera. I don't know how good it is. I won't know until I edit it. But, you know, could you use this audio straight from the cell phone, you know, as your main audio? Okay, Let's go ahead and move to the next cell phone. And again, I'm not going to tell you which one it is. I'm just going to throw it in the little thing I have there to hold the cell phones and go from there. So again, the OnePlus 5T, another awesome cell phone in my opinion. I would keep this cell phone just for the cameras. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and move to the next cell phone and its camera. All right, well, I just now moved to my personal camera, which is my Pixel 2 XL, and I'm kind of biased towards that camera's video quality. I've tested a lot of cameras over the years. You guys have seen those videos, and you know how I feel about the Google Pixel 2 XL. I really like that camera. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and jump over to my Google Pixel 2 XL, and where the departure comes away from the other Pixel or Google cameras that I talked about or showed you is this was the first time Google got real serious. And actually it started with the first Pixel, and Google decided they were going to start making their own phones instead of subbing them out. You know, first was Motorola, then we had Huawei, you know, make the Nexus 6P, and you know, and so on. So here we are. Here's my Google Pixel 2 XL. I hope I have it framed up right. Now, one thing that I noticed on this is when I switched this to video and 4K, which we are shooting in, it's not as wide of, you know, a picture as what you get on the other cameras. You know, at least the other cameras that I showed so far, and that I like. And I actually have my cell phone sitting far back. I mean, it is sitting at the same distance that all my other cameras are sitting. So this is what you can expect. Let's do an audio test. Audio test 1 2 3. Audio test 1 2 3. So this is what it would sound like if you were recording with just the microphones off this camera. All right, I know they change once you go outside, but I think they're fairly decent indoors. Now, not as good as a good microphone, but there you go. I did want to talk about the audio on that camera on the Pixel 2 XL. Again, I really like it. I actually did some videos and uploaded them to YouTube, and I only used the audio right from the camera. Now, in order to hook a microphone to that camera, you have to have a USB Type-C to 3.5mm mic plug jack, and I actually had some problems with some of them. Now, the one that comes directly from, you know, Google Pixel, or the one that comes directly from Google that you purchase from them, it seems to work pretty good. But if you purchase some of the aftermarket ones, not all of them, but some of the cheaper ones, it doesn't work very well. So just keep that in mind. Here you go. What do you guys think of the video quality coming from my Pixel 2 XL? Okay, we're down to 3 phones left. I can tell you guys right now, 2 of them are going to have to wait until later this afternoon. Of course, you guys won't know that. It'll be like that. And the other one I have out there charging. I had a hell of a time getting it to charge. That's one of the reasons we quit using the phone. The jack doesn't fit in there very tight. But I did get it to work. It is charging up. Hopefully it's at full charge now. So let's go ahead and grab that one and throw it over there where my Pixel 2 XL is and see what the video quality looks like on that one. Quickly, I just switched over to Noah's phone, and his is the Galaxy S9 Plus, and we're going to see what that looks like. The sun is shining through my window, so it might look a little dark because that's got like an auto light feature where it kind of darkens it up a little bit. But let's go ahead and look at the video from the S9 Plus. Okay, here we go. We are shooting on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, and this is what you can expect indoors. This is what the audio sounds like on this phone if you were just going to use the audio straight from the phone. Audio test 1 2 3. Audio test 1 2 3. This is what it sounds like coming right out of the microphones off of the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. So there you go, guys. I'm probably going to do a little extra when I go outside with this one. Instead of just using the rear-facing camera, I might actually use this camera outside as well, just because it's got the dual cameras. And I might do that also with the OnePlus 5T because it's got the dual cameras too. And I just want to see if there's a difference, in those rear-facing cameras outside where we have really, really good light, well, sunshine. That's about the best light you can get. This concludes our indoors using it as a studio camera. What do you think? Comment below. Okay, here we go. We are now going to throw on my wife's Google Pixel 3 XL. Now, I like the camera on my Google Pixel 2 XL, and I was surprised to find out there were a couple more features on the Google Pixel 3 XL. Like, on the front-facing camera, it's actually got 2 lenses facing frontwards. I don't know what they're for. I'm not 100% sure about that. I could probably look it up. And I might do that, and I might put it up above me, in notations up here, what the second camera does. But the front-facing cameras, the ones you would vlog with, actually has 2 lenses. So let's go over and see what it looks like on her Google Pixel 3 XL. So here we are. This is the Google Pixel 3 XL. I do know that my 2 XL is completely done with getting updates from Google, which sucks. I think hers still has at least 6 or 8 months left with updates to it, so there you go. Here's the audio coming straight from the camera. Audio test 1 2 3, audio test 1 2 3. So this is what it sounds like if you were going to use the inbuilt microphones built right into the camera instead of using an external microphone. So I also noticed that the Google Pixels, hers and mine, shoots in a narrower, I guess I should say, a narrower format. So, alright, what do you guys think about the Google Pixel 3 XL? Again, comment below. Tell me which one you think is the best of all the cameras I've shown you so far. I will say, I think this is the last camera. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my Sony Xperia charged up. I think the battery's screwed in it, and I think this is going to be the last phone. So, the only thing I have left to do to this phone is to take it outside and do an outside test. So again, that's pretty much it for all the cell phones. If I do get my Xperia charged up overnight, because I'm going to be clean into tomorrow making videos yet, and if it does charge up, I am going to use it and see what the video quality looks like on that camera. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to the outside video shots of all these different cell phone cameras. Alright, this one here, I wasn't really sure whether or not we were going to be able to get to work or not. I've said this in the past that this is my favorite of all cell phones. And it's the Sony brand of cell phones. I love them. Their flagship model is, in my opinion, one of the best cell phones on the market. I love everything Sony does with their cell phones. But the only thing that really sucks is you can't get a Sony cell phone to work on Verizon networks. I mean, come on, Verizon. Why not? Why won't you let us pick our phone, the one that we want to use, and use it on your freaking networks? I mean, come on. I'm not asking you to let me root the freaking phone. Just let me use the phone that I want to use. Now, I'm not saying that this Sony has a better camera than any other cell phone on the market, because it probably doesn't. Well, you're going to see it right here. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even let you pick between 4K, 1080p. It just says HD and Ultra HD, whatever that means. And even frame rates, you can't choose all that. But what Sony gives you is a lot of manual controls in your camera to change your lighting, your coloring, I mean everything. Just like it does in its cameras. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head on over to the Sony Xperia. And again, I forget the name of it, but it's not their flagship model, it's their lower priced model. They run around $400. Here it is, without further ado, here it is, guys. You can see the video quality coming from this camera. I'm not cropped in at all. I mean, this is the way it looks straight from the camera. And again, I will not be putting any kind of color grading or anything on any of these cameras, so you guys can see what it would look like if you threw it in a rig like I have right here and tried to use it as your main YouTube camera or your main vlogging camera, or if you guys just wanted to know what them cameras look like for you to use on your vacation or whatever. Here you go. again, I don't know what it is about Sony that I like. Well, yeah, I do. I like the shape of the phone. It's all squared and big and forgive me, women, but manly-like. You know, I like that. I like that they give you a separate power button from the volume button and everything. I like that the volume button's metal. I like that they give you a separate camera button. You know, yes, you can touch the screen, use it just like you do all the other cameras and cell phones on the market. But they give you that extra, you know, that's what I like about Sony products. They go that extra little, you know. But I'm not going to spend a whole crap load of time. First off, I don't want to run out of battery because I don't even know if I can charge this battery up again, which is a damn shame because I love this phone. You guys have no idea. If I could get a high-end Sony, I mean, their top shelf Sony cell phone, and run it on Verizon, I would do it. Hands down, I wouldn't even, there would be no other choice for me. It's Sony. I love them. But again, Verizon doesn't do that. I would like to get a Samsung Galaxy Note, but I can't afford, of course, a Note. So I'm probably going to get either a used Note or I'm going to get the Samsung Galaxy S9, which is what my grandson has. That's a very nice phone. Alright, I think I've gushed over the Samsung long enough. What do you say we take these cell phones now and take them outside and see what they look like as a vlogging camera? Because, again, remember, a lot of you out there are going to be using just your cell phones for vlogging. You're not going to buy, you know, a $700 Panasonic camcorder or a $1,300 Canon, you know, DLSR. You're going to grab that cell phone that you have in your pocket and you're just going to say, ding. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And it's going to go like that, all right? Let's go ahead and move to recording outside. Okay, we are now recording on the Nexus 6P. This is what you guys can expect for the video quality on this phone if you're going to use it as a vlogging phone. Again, the front-facing camera, the one facing you, or the one on the actual touchscreen, shoots in 1080p, and it's supposed to have some image stabilization. Now, whether it does or not, I can't say, you know, for 100% assuredness, but again, in my opinion, this was the phone that Google decided to get serious with their cameras, okay? And when I say serious, I mean, they weren't trying to compete with Apple. I mean, that was not in their mindset. At the time they were making this phone and getting ready to release it to the public, they were basically just trying to one-up all the other Android devices. And to be quite honest with you, I was really happy with the video quality on this cell phone. I thought it was great. I do recommend getting yourself, you know, some kind of audio device. But again, you could record audio right into the phone if you wanted to do that. But here you go. This is what it would look like if you were using this for vlogging. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you what it looks like with this camera outside instead of shooting in the studio. Wow, everything just got blown out there. Okay, we are now shooting with the Nexus 6P, and we are using the main camera on it, and we are shooting at 4K and using it as, you know, as your main camera. You know, like if you were making YouTube videos and you wanted to, you know, shoot some wildlife, or, you know, what I'm doing right now. Anything other than vlogging, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you guys can see the colors. The colors look good. It's not oversaturated. Again, Google wanted to get serious with their cameras. They just weren't really good at it yet. They were definitely competing with some of the other Android cell phones on the market, but they could not compete with Apple yet. At least in my opinion, they couldn't. So let's go ahead and jump to the next cell phone. And I'm going to go in and warm up. God, is it cold out here. Okay, we are now shooting on the OnePlus 5T. And again, this is another of my favorite cell phones, all right, guys? And I'm not going to be able to do too much out here because it is freezing out here today, and the wind is really howling. Seems like it's let off a little bit now. But this one here on the OnePlus 5T, it's you know, it's just basically your normal cell phone camera. Now it does have an area in it where you can zoom, and we're going to try that now. It's 2x zoom, 1x zoom. There is no stabilization on the rear-facing camera. I always call it the front camera, but it's not really the front. It's the rear-facing camera. There is no stabilization in the rear-facing camera in 4K. So it may be a little bit wobbly. But there you go. There's what the colors would look like. Just your basic cell phone. Remember, guys, the OnePlus 5T, again, was the first cell phone that they really tried to up the game as far as it went for camera technology. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip it around and see if this looks like as a vlogging rig. Wow, did I ever have that thing zoomed in. While recording, all you got to do is pinch the zoom, and you can basically zoom in on yourself, even with the front-facing camera. Oh, that wind is blowing. It's very, very bright out. I don't know if it's going to do it justice or not, but here you guys go. It's shooting in 1080p. Now, I do know that there's image stabilization on the front-facing camera like this, the vlogging camera. So, what do you guys think of the image quality on this one? See if I pinch and go in. Look at that. Look at all my potholes in my face. That's weird. All right, that's pretty cool about this camera. So, all right, let's go ahead and go in the house and warm up. And we're gonna go ahead and grab the next phone, bring it outside, let you guys see what it looks like outside vlogging. And, you know, and let you guys see what the image quality looks like on the next phone. And I would tell you which one it is, but I forgot. I have them all laid out. So let's go in the house and warm the hell up. Okay, well, I have my Xperia outside right now. My, Xperia. And again, the name on it is just so messed up, I can't. Why does it look blurry? Oh, okay. Yeah, this camera has a touch to focus, okay? So let me try to give you something to show you. Like, we're gonna notice how it's we're just gonna touch on this tree here. And I just got a big square that came up, and notice the tree just came into focus. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna touch that truck there in the middle. There, now I have a yellow square or rectangle around that truck. So there you go. I mean, this is what you can expect with the front-facing camera outside. Okay, so now let's go ahead and switch to the, I keep calling it front-facing, it's actually the rear-facing. The one we're looking at right now is the rear-facing camera. Let's go ahead and move to the front-facing camera and try a little vlogging. Man, is the wind ever blowing. So here we go. Okay, it's pretty cool. It's got a square around my face like you would get in a cell phone or in a video camera or a camera. So that's pretty cool. All right, well, this is what it would look like if you were using this as a vlogging camera. And again, this is the Sony. And as I said before, I love this phone. If I could afford to purchase a high-end Sony Xperia phone and I could run it on Verizon, that would be the phone I would be running. Believe me, that is how much I really like Sony phones. So, all right, this is what you can expect for the video quality outside. And again, I wanted to do this test not just in the studio with the rear-facing camera, the really good one. I also wanted to do this as if you're going to use these cell phones for vlogging. So here you go. This is what it looks like. Man, I'm going to go inside and warm up now. I know it looks really warm and beautiful out, but it is freezing. So let's go in and warm up. Okay, we are outside shooting now, and we are shooting in 1080p on my Nexus 6. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get a good video out of this or not, because the screen is all cracked and there looks like a crack that runs right through the center of it. My poor Nexus 6 has not been running very good, but it is what it is. So this is what you can expect with the front-facing camera if you were going to use the Nexus 6 as a vlogging camera. And again, I love this phone, but this one, particularly this one, and I'm not talking about all Nexus 6s, I'm talking about this one. Since the screen is all cracked and everything on it, it has really been running like crap. So let's go ahead and switch this around to the other side and let you guys see what the main camera or the rear camera looks like shooting outside, okay? So let's go ahead and jump to that now. Okay, this is the rear facing camera on my Nexus 6, and I'll let you guys see what that looks like. Now again, there is no image stabilization shooting in 4K on the Nexus 6, but I am walking, so you guys will get a chance to see, you know, what it looks like, how shaky it is. There are no special, you know, zoom features or anything like that. This is just a straight camera. Google was just trying to have a decent camera, and that's all. Nothing over the top. But when I got this phone, I found that I loved the video camera. It worked just fine for me. The video quality on this camera was good enough for me and for what I was using it for. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, is it comparable to some of the other phones that we have on this list? No, not even close. But, I mean, it's not bad. I can see it jumping and being a little jittery when I move the camera around some. You know, that could just be the software I'm running on it. It could be the cracks in the screen, I don't know. All right, guys, what do you say we go ahead and move to our next phone on the list? Okay, I now have my wife's Google Pixel 3 XL, and we are out trying it as a vlogging camera, I guess. It should have image stabilization because we are shooting in 1080p. So, you know, that should be pretty good. Remember, this actually has 2 lenses on it. I didn't know that. I know that my Pixel 2 XL only has 1 lens, so we're gonna see if that makes a difference. I don't think it does. But I will tell you all that the Pixel 3 XL, when you go into the settings, the camera settings, it has a ton more settings than my Pixel 2 XL has. So I gotta say, I really think the camera is probably a little bit better than what comes in my Pixel 2 XL. But, you know, we'll be able to see that once we start to edit. And I can tell you right now, I'm starting to run out of sunlight, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more camera tests outside tonight. Even though this has the dual cameras on the front, I'm not going to flip it around and do an outside test, you know, the other way, because, you know, if you're going to be using your camera outside, I think for the most part in video anyways, it's going to be for vlogging. And if the camera did good in, you know, under studio conditions, my guess is it's going to look outstanding outside. And, you know, the front-facing camera should just give you a clue as to how well the rear-facing camera should be. Oh, what the hell, you know what, we're going to go ahead and switch it around, so let's do that now. Okay, so here's the front-facing camera outside. I am shooting in 4K, so there's not going to be much image stabilization at all. Or there might be, I don't know. I know in the Pixel 2 XL, when shooting in 4K, you don't get any image stabilization. So we'll see. If anybody can make a camera shake, I can make it shake. So we're going to go ahead and call it quits now, guys. And I'll probably come back out tomorrow sometime and finish up the rest of the outdoor tests with the other cameras. So this is going to be a long ass video. Okay, we are shooting on the Samsung S9 Plus, and this is the away camera on the, and I call this the front, but I guess most people call this the back but this is the main camera on this. And remember, this actually has two cameras. Just like the OnePlus 5T, this has two cameras, but those two cameras on this phone are facing away from you. And today, there is no, well, I don't want to say no wind, but at least the wind today is nowhere like it was yesterday. I'm not sure about the stabilization in the video on this, at least on the front-facing screen. It's so screwed up for this cell phone the way they have it. The only time you can have stabilization is if you're shooting in 1080p, and on the front-facing camera, I think, the one that you do selfies with, you actually have to be shooting in 720p to get stabilization. But they have all kinds of features built right into the camera, and again, most of those features you can't use while you're shooting in 4K. But like I said, if the camera had 4K, I wanted to shoot in 4K so you guys could see what the video quality looked like. This is what the video quality looks like on the main camera on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. So let's go ahead and switch to the rear-facing camera, or the one I call the selfie, and let's see what that one looks like. Okay, we're now shooting on the front-facing camera, and this is what you can expect for video quality on that. I'm shooting in 1080p on the front-facing camera. I can't even see the screen. I'm gonna move up here in the shade. And I don't think it's the phone's fault. We have a screen protector on this, and anytime we are in a bright environment, it gets really faded out. So, I mean, here you can see what it looks like, and I'm holding this arm's length away, and you guys can see what the stabilization looks like. And again, I have this camera in the same rig that I use for all the other ones, but I wanted to reshoot this because I just don't think I gave it the the best possible chance of having some really good quality video. And again, this is what you can expect. Now, it does have a feature where you can zoom in. I'm not going to do that, and it's hard to use a cell phone camera because normally when you do video, you should be looking at the lens, and these lenses are so freaking small. it's hard to find it. But it also looks like, yeah, it looks like this has two lenses for the front as well as the back. So don't quote me on that. I'm just going by what I'm seeing here. So here's what it would look like if you're using this as a vlogging camera. And let's go ahead and grab the next cell phone. I forget where I'm at in the video, so I don't even know. This might be the last one. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go ahead and continue with the video. Okay, we are now recording on my Pixel 2 XL. But this is what it looks like. This is the video resolution. It's 4K, and you can actually zoom in. I just zoomed in on the wrap. That's 2.1 times. That's 3 times. So that's cool. See, I didn't have this for the other cameras, so I'm going to let him alone. We're back to 1 times so you guys can see what the video resolution looks like. With my Pixel 2 XL, you don't get a lot of setting when you go into the phone setting for the camera. It lets you choose the rear shooting camera, which is this one. You can either shoot in 4K or just HD. Actually, it just says 4K. You turn it on or off. And apparently there is image stabilization in 4K. And from what I see on the front screen, I can definitely see that it is stabilizing it quite a bit. So this is what you can expect out of this camera if you were going to use it as like your main camera. You know, I don't see why you couldn't use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around to the front-facing camera, or the selfie camera, and I'll let you guys see what that looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like if you were using this as a vlogging camera. Again, stabilization is really going to fight because I'm trying to hold it with my left hand and I can imagine it's going to shake quite a bit. But I do know that it does have image stabilization even in 1080p. You want to be careful using this camera though, because this has a squeeze setting in it. I'm not sure if it had the squeeze setting when I first got the camera or if it was with one of Google's updates, and if I squeeze this too hard, it'll probably stop recording. So, you know, it is what it is. But again, this is the video footage 1080p from the front shooting or vlogging camera on this cell phone. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think it looks good? You know, if you guys watched my videos on my Life Post-Stroke channel, you know a lot of the videos I uploaded on that channel were from this camera on this cell phone. So of course I was using a selfie stick, and you know, it took a lot of the shake and wobble out of it. But you know, even though it does have image stabilization built into it, I just don't think that it's as good as it could be, you know, and which you guys will see on my wife's Google Pixel 3 XL. The image stabilization on that is just awesome. So I think I've kept you guys long enough. Again, this is going to be one of my longest videos yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go, but here we go. Oh, by the way, I did try to make this video yesterday, and my cell phone's battery was dead and it just quit recording. So we're doing it again today. So, all right, let's go in and finish this video up. Well, I hope you got something out of this video. I tried to keep it as short as I possibly could, but there was just no way I was going to keep this video short, not with recording over 7 different phones. Now, like I said in this video, I do have my favorites, and you guys know how much I love my Nexus 6, and well, all I can say is RIP Nexus 6, because I think this will probably be the last time I use it is for this video. So we've had lots of sweet times. I'm gonna miss you. With that said, I also have to give another RIP to one of my other favorite devices, and that is my Sony Xperia. And you know, you guys saw in the video, you saw the video quality coming from this cell phone. I love this cell phone. It doesn't have the features that all these other phones have, but it's just, it's big, it's square, it's got metal buttons on it, you know. This, again, and women, please don't take this the wrong way, because I am not a sexist, but it's a manly phone, man, and I like that. With that being said, I do still have my Nexus 6P, and it is running great. I do not have any overheat issues with it. I don't have any of those other, you know, crazy things that all those other people are having with their phones. And everything works on it. I can actually use this phone to fly my DJI Mavic drone if I want. The software in this phone works on that, so, you know, that's great as well. So this is definitely going to take over for my Nexus 6 as my fill-in device. Now, that's not to say that the OnePlus 5T isn't usable either. From what I just found out, this one here will also work with my DJI Mavic drone over there. So, you know, this one here could be going with me. And again, I told you guys, you know, this was funny too, because out of all of the cameras, I'd have to say that this one had the best audio without any microphones at all. Just coming straight out of the camera. If you guys listen, this one, in my opinion, had the best audio straight coming out of the camera. Then, of course, we have my Pixel 2 XL. And, you know, again, guys, I love this phone. I told you that in the past, and I stick by that today. I really love this phone. It does what I need it to do, and it does it pretty fast. Now, I will tell you this. With it being completely out of updates, it's been doing some pretty crazy things lately. And I think they do it on purpose to get me to purchase another phone. Well, when I have to purchase another phone, it's not going to be a Google Pixel. You guys already know that. If I can't unlock the bootloader and run a custom ROM on the phone, I'm not going to buy a Google phone. You guys know I like a operating system on a phone that I can customize. The Sony Xperia, the brand new Sony, you can customize. The OnePlus, you can customize that. Sony's, all the Sonys out there, you can customize their phones. So why would I stick with boring old straight Android OS, you know, which I guess Google OS, I forget, guys, stroke brain, see? And I did this, I used to make videos on custom ROMs. The operating system on a Google phone is simple. It's simplicity at its best, at its finest. And that's what they're known for. But I'm one of those people that like a phone that has a lot of bells and whistles. I don't mean buttons and stuff like that. I mean built into the operating system. I want to be able to run a theme on my phone. I know you purists hate themes. I get it. I like running themes on my phone. So that brings me back to when I get a new phone, it'll probably either be a Samsung Note. It's got to be a used one because I can't afford a new one. Or the Samsung Galaxy S9. No, the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. I love that phone. No, that phone Noah has is an awesome phone. And you can run themes on it. Now, I will tell you this, that my wife's Pixel 3 XL, I would have to say that one has the best camera out of all the phones that I tested, in my opinion. So there you guys go. I gotta cut this off. We're already pushing 60 minutes on this video, and I want to try to keep it under the 50-minute line, okay? So I want you guys to comment below. Tell me which phone you liked the best and why. Tell me which phone is your favorite phone, even if it's not in here. What's your favorite phone? Which phone do you have, and what do you like about that phone? So put the comments below. That's pretty much all I have, guys. Don't forget, as soon as I hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to be giving away my Canon T6i to one of you, so don't forget about that. So with that being said, I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I am sorry that the video went as long as it did. I do apologize for that, but we will see you all on the next one.